Understand, cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tech Shamans. I'm sorry we had to take we took last week off because I had conflicts going on. And
Conflicts?
Yeah, people.
John was conflicted.
Not cornflakes.
Not cornflakes. I like cornflakes, though. I like Frosted Flakes more like cornflakes. I'm just saying. No, we had a client that needed to do an on-site shoot, so when they do those things like that, it just kind of rips my mornings apart. So anyway, welcome to Tech Shamans. We got a lot to talk about today. I mean, we're going to talk about old NES, FCC. I think we're going to talk about the FCC twice.
Yes.
Because there's a couple of things
So FCC squared.
FCC squared, yeah. We were going to talk about what good products to buy for streaming today. Instagram, we're going to talk about the new service. No, we're not talking about service. You make beats in Excel. Right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we're going to explore that. Facebook and LinkedIn. We're going to talk about Netflix. I love my Netflix. We're going to talk about Chrome.
Yes.
This is your world. Then we're going to talk about FCC's the broad survey that they did when they were missing people. How can you miss people? Anyway, and then Viacom, CBS wants to compete with itself in streaming wars, which is kind of weird. We'll even mention The Mandalorian because I love The Mandalorian. And then we'll even talk about, like I said, the NES. So we're going to start off with the NES. Now, you found this.
Yes.
And you just I'm actually tickled because I think this is as cool as hell. So let's talk about this. And when can we get one? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that thing looks pretty awesome. It's a small miniature handheld system that can play original NES and the Falcom system cartridges. And I think the price was like $69, which is pretty cool price point.
And where can we get this?
Well, let's see.
$80.
Amazon.
$80.
My arcade.
My Arcade Gaming.
Wait,
we can't
it's
say the word Amazon. It gets somebody triggered.
MyArcadeGaming.com.
Okay.
So,
and they're available now?
Or $79.99. Yeah, it looks like it. And it's $110. You can get it with wireless controllers and HDMI.
What?
I mean, that's so cool.
That's kind of sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yep. So if you just want to walk around with a small handheld with this huge cartridge sticking out the back.
Well, I mean, hey.
I think you really want to reward all the people who have actually held on to those games all these years in a box somewhere.
And maybe we won't have to blow on the cartridge to make it work.
I was going to say, do you got to blow it to make it happy and work?
Yeah, right? Please.
That's a whole different type of ending. Oh, my. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's what's going to happen.
I love it when they recycle.
If this does really work, this will have a resurgence on all these mom and pop computer and gaming stores that have held on to this crap forever.
Yeah.
Going, it's going to be worth something one day. Well, there you go. It will be because
now it is. They can start renting them again.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
all those Blockbusters will no longer be doctors' offices anymore, and they'll put the Blockbusters back in.
I'll order one today.
All right. That'd be cool to play with.
And we'll test it out online because we can actually.
Do you have the gold cartridge, Zelda?
No.
Do you?
I did when I was younger.
No, doesn't count. That's what we're talking about.
Come on. I know.
God.
So now I've heard of the Famicom.
Time to start hitting the yard sales,
Famicom is what games?
The Falcom?
No.
Well, yeah.
Famicom.
Famicom. I think that was the Japanese version of the. Of the
NES.
Nintendo. Yeah, NES.
I thought NES was Japanese.
It is, but they called it.
Oh, they had a different.
Yeah,
okay.
they had a different name.
So when it came up, hiya, it was.
Yes.
There you go. See, I get it. That's awesome. All right, so yeah, we have to get one of these in the studio because I am a total. This is what I love. This kind of stuff, because I played these. I had all these, And I just think that is, what was the price again? $79,
$80.
or as a bundle includes 2 wireless controllers and an HDMI cable. So that means that we can actually play this. Oh,
And hook it up to the big screen.
Will
Yep.
NES get on us? Because they're pretty strict about playing. Well, I guess everybody's streaming them on Twitch.
Well, now the fact that there's something out there that's going to play the original cartridge, I don't think that.
I think they'd be kissing our butt to do it.
I think, yeah, honestly, and I mean, look at the age on these original games.
Yeah.
They got to be way outside their window, for IP protection.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I know people, I do know there's people out there that play these on the Twitch platform, and they don't get in trouble for it. So that's it. We're ordering one. All right, so let's move on to the next story.
Awesome stuff.
No, wait. Let's stop right there. You're gonna talk about something today that. Rob said, I married one, and I said, yeah, I dated one. So a long time ago. So what are you talking about?
Psychographics. Not psychographic artists.
Okay.
That's another topic entirely.
Okay, so what is
but
psychographics?
Psychographics. In the world of marketing, we all know about demographics. And demographics are real simple. We talk about, someone's age, someone's gender, someone's, where they live, how much money they earn. These are all demographics that we can track. And they're useful to a certain extent, but they're extremely general. And they are what all advertising used to be based on, because that's all we could get. But then somewhere in the 80s and 90s, they started tracking other things.
Okay.
And they were psychological aspects. And so they would be things like their interests, their activities, and their attitudes. Attitudes. So you might ask them, you have a great attitude, John. I won't say what it's great at, but yeah. But what they found is that these things are much more important when it comes to marketing to your clients, is finding out, I mean, it doesn't matter what your ages are if you're not interested in the product, whatever it is. So finding people that are interested or have activities such as, hang gliding, if you're trying to sell hang gliders. Right? There you go. Yeah. Demographics, age, gender, occupation, ethnicity, geolocation. Okay, those are all very simple. But in psychographics, one of the coolest parts about it is not going, okay, I want someone interested in pizza. Okay, and who's interested in having pizza for dinner, and who usually has pizza for dinner, and all that. That's really just the very skimming of the top. Because what you may find by doing really good psychographic research is that you'll, instead of trying to go head on and look for something, like, especially if you're in some kind of obscure market,
right,
where you're trying to, sell plant hangers, or you just pick something, right, okay, that's a little bit weird. Maybe you want to, find people who are interested in having, solar installed in their home.
Right.
This is a really good example, because what you may find is that you can go out there and you can try to do some surface level psychographic research and find out that you can maybe find 8% of your marketplace who say that, yes, I'm very interested in having solar in my home. Great, you have their interest.
All right, I've got a graphic up, Rob. Show that real quick.
Okay.
Because this is exactly.
But what you may find is that people who own a Lexus and, of course, own their own home, but also are interested in golf, you're going to get 80% hit by using those kinds of psychographic factors that are like they're one level off. But you may find that your market is defined by their interest in other things.
Okay, so I put an image up, and it's demographics versus psychographics.
Right.
So the demographics is more like you're just kind of putting the people in a bunch of you're putting them in a group.
Yeah.
And that's the demographic side. So the psychographic side is kind of find what their true interests are, and then so this is going in deeper.
Interest
about,
and attitudes.
That's awesome.
Because I
get it. Yeah.
I saw one today that I thought was really amazing, because it said, okay, do you like this product? And it's like, yeah, I do. And then it had a follow-up question. If you answered yes, they used conditional logic in their quiz. It had a follow-up, and if you said yes, it's like, Did you say that because you think it's popular or because you think it's really useful?
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
So now you're
now you're digging in
the
on
questions
these
are even
people.
digging deeper.
Yes, but that's thanks to conditional logic, and we can do that. Actually, we do that in some of the sites we build. We'll have conditional logic like that built into the questionnaires, so that everybody gets a different answer or is asked different questions based on how they answer.
How they responded.
That is amazingly revealing of the psychographic factors, because we may then find that we've got this pool of people who like this thing only because they're told to like it, or because it's cool to like it, not because they actually like it. And so then we can ask them, once we've asked them that question, now we have them thinking. So now we can take them another layer deep and say, okay, if you actually feel that way, what if we showed you this thing instead? Would you like it? Mm-hmm. And now you can really start to manipulate your own message and make it much more interactive based on their psychographics, their interests and attitudes.
So could this be used for an employer trying to hire people? Mm-hmm. So you put out your general job application.
Yep.
And depending on how they answer, depending on whether they move to the next state. Now, I know everybody does the ABC test and blah, blah, blah. Are you a follower, leader, or whatever?
Yeah.
All those, but this kind of digs in deep to really find out if that person is what you would prefer working for your firm or your company.
That would be involved in the survey end, okay, which is a way to, really dig in on people.
Yeah.
Now you're creating psychological tests. The thing about psychographics in marketing is they're giving you the pool of people who might be really good candidates.
Right.
By weeding out these interests, by going to your best employees and giving them a questionnaire that asks a lot of questions like this.
Right.
Or there are other ways. Actually, there is one social media platform out there that has a 55,000 point algorithm that you can take your email list of your clients, people who have already bought from you, and you can feed it in, and it will then do the search to find the psychographics and the demographics of who will be your best client, and then it will build a new prospect list for you based on all those factors, because you will have no idea that every one of your clients happens to have a second car that's a Hyundai. Okay? Who knew? Who had any idea? But they will know. Okay, and that's where it'll come up, and then they'll just look for people. I can go back to one of the greatest success stories in American media was when, the New York Times, #1 newspaper in the country, period, end of statement. For decades, everyone came out and said, we're going to beat the New York Times, and nobody ever did. Never, never, never. This little company came out and said, wait a minute, what we discovered is that like 80% of the people who take the New York Times take a second paper. So we want to be the #1 choice for everyone's second newspaper.
So if people that are getting the New York Times, well, they know that it's crap anyway, so they have to get another one that's real.
So we weren't going to do that today.
There you have.
But
I'm not hating on New York Times.
But that's what they realized. Okay, and so they went out and they fought to become the #1 choice for your second newspaper, and you probably heard of them, USA Today.
Oh God.
That's how USA Today won.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense. That's interesting.
We want to be the best #2.
Well, my
You
wife.
try harder when you're #2. Remember?
Well, my wife always used to tell. My wife's been in the mortgage industry for almost 40 years, and she used to tell the realtors, "Hey, I don't mind being your #2. If your #1 can't get it done, you call me, because I'll work harder for your business."
Yep.
And #2, because they work harder, typically becomes #1.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what normally happens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we don't want to be #1. We just want to act like.
speaking about being #1 and
Yes.
#2, okay, Viacom,
#1.
CPS, yeah, #1, engage. Viacom CBS is going to compete with itself in streaming wars. Can you believe this? Okay, this is where I'm going to take you. So right here, if you've not been watching Picard, watch it. It's really pretty stinking good. So if the parent company of CBS All Access, right, is going to now do their own secondary streaming, I think it's Pluto TV, right? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Pluto TV.
Okay.
And they're going to put their Paramount, Nickelodeon, BET, MTV, Comedy Central, but they're the same damn company. Why don't you just do everything into CBS?
For the same
All
reason,
Access?
well, it's the same reason
That doesn't make
that you do
sense to me.
split testing. Okay, see which one works better, and then fold the other one in.
Yep.
Because this is a completely different content. CBS All Access is just straight up CBS programming. You get just CBS programming. That's it. So let's go ahead and create this thing off to the side. Let's not morph CBS All Access because guess what? It's already winning. So let's not mess with it. But if this jumps out of the gate and goes crazy, we'll roll CBS All Access into it. Or we'll can it because it isn't going to win the war. And we're not going to handicap our great product that we already have by automatically just meshing it in and losing it. Too many people have done that in the past where they just keep, and honestly, competition, this isn't competition for themselves. Okay? These are two completely different products because you're not going to get Picard on Pluto.
Is it called Pluto? I think it's called Pluto.
Pluto TV, it's right there.
Okay.
And so you're not going to get the CBS All Access content. And as a result, you have to buy both. This is something to go head-to-head with, Apple TV or Netflix, all those other channels, or Hulu's, and all that. But they've got a library again that nobody else has. The real winner in this, the real winner in these wars, is going to be the person who puts together a subscription plan that gives you Hulu, Amazon Prime, Apple, Netflix, okay, and Pluto, all in a package, just like your old cable bill used to be.
That'll be T-Mobile.
T-Mobile. Holy crap.
They always keep doing that.
Yeah, T-Mobile.
Create a package of all these things, and that will be your winner. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching cable, and was watching Fox 13 News the other day, and Jeff Simon was on there, and they were doing a story about cutting the cable, which we did a long time ago. And normally I don't kind of get too involved with what they say, but I like Fox 13. I like all the crew over there. So I sent an email in saying, hey, you're missing the big picture. The big picture is the fact that you're not cutting the cable, you're still keeping the internet, and to have just the internet cost almost as much as having basic cable. Because they want to bundle everything.
Right.
So you didn't take that into account, and I said by the time you get into the Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and
you're back up to $60, $70 a month.
Back up to right what you now. The problem, the side that there's you can't, even though you've got normal television, CBS, you're not going to get Picard. You're not going to get Discovery. There's shows on there that are strictly made for the platform.
Exactly.
So it's almost like they force you into. You can have cable, but if you want to watch Picard, and and I'm just using those as an example.
Yeah. Well, they're actually forcing people out of cable into this, and
because they know they're going to make more money.
Well, I think what they're doing is they're trying to go after the market that's already cut the cable. We stopped cable into the house in 2004.
Yeah, and I understand that, but when you get cable like CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, Fox, they don't get as big as cut from the cable company because the cable companies are already paying their FCC and their rights to use. So these platforms are going, hey, I'll take that $10 a month.
Yeah,
that's $120 directly into my pocket, and they're not making that with. They're sure not making that from Spectrum or Fios or
and you're going to get 1% of your customers converted over. It's a lot more money than you had before you did it.
Right. So look right here. Okay, so Netflix has 61 million people watching it.
Yep.
Right. Hulu's 29 million. These are subscribers. Disney Plus is already up to 28 million. I don't think they give CBS's numbers in there.
They've got Picard at 10 million. which is self-reported.
So
But that includes
so
Showtime.
that means it's 10 million people are watching Picard and The Good Fight on CBS All Access. You know, they're probably hitting that 15 million subscribers, which 15 million times 10. I don't feel sorry for any of these companies.
No.
I wonder if the producers are just going to break away and just start, hey, I got a good product. You want to see it? Pay a subscription to my...
Well, I mean, that's what Netflix did. I think Netflix put out, and Amazon Prime is the exact same way.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you want to make movies? We have a platform now.
Yeah.
Come to us. We'll
I
pay
love-
you. Because I'll tell you, some of Netflix, some of Amazon's, and some of CBS's, their production value is off the charts.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it's these are major
I
studios now.
actually think this will hurt CBS, Viacom. I don't think that's going to be good to. It won't be good to compete with each other. I understand what you're saying, and I get it. I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of makes.
See
But
what works.
eventually, they're going to have to merge those because people are going to go, no, I'm good. So because you're not getting anything on there that you can't see on paying the cable. It'd be different if you could get something on there that you can't pay. You know, CBS All Access already has that.
Yeah, but I think what'll happen is they're going to pull
Sorry,
some
Rob.
of this stuff.
Right.
Okay, and it'll only be available on that. That's what Disney's done.
Yeah.
They pulled a lot of their stuff, and then they added a whole lot more because they've got. I mean, when you go in there and you have Disney by the decade, that's when
Right.
you really start to see the depth of the library on their channel and realize, wow, this is an amazing $7 a month. And you know they're coming in, and I think keeping it under 10 is going to be a huge factor in success on these things, because as soon as you hit 10, you're now like, oh, that's like I only need 3 of these and I'm at 30. That doesn't work.
Not that I wanted to go back there, but Rob made a good point that Viacom owns a ton of music.
Yeah,
So he was right. Imagine the streams that you're going to be able to get from these concerts.
wow.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
now. Okay, so now
Yeah.
you just got me. I'm like,
I was thinking, you know, it'd be like they might have an MTV section, you know, where
Yeah.
you just sit and
Yeah.
watch old videos.
no, you can.
Pat
Yeah,
Benatar.
Rob's right. I'll pay $10 a month so I can go watch people perform at Red Rock
Yeah,
live.
yeah, that would be
Oh, okay.
amazing.
So they're watching, instead of taking them to the
Wow.
movie theaters where people were
Yeah,
watching them
making
there.
a special event.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to heck
special
with
event.
Fandango, bang,
Wow,
just
that's-
do it at home.
Dang.
Exactly.
Wow.
But here's the good thing. This perfectly
goes the
moves
movie
us right
theaters.
into this next.
Okay.
Okay. So did you know, in America, right now, 42.8 million people in the U.S. are without broadband access, which means they're still using dial-up and DSL.
I don't even know what those things are.
Well, here's something funny. So I called FiOS, right? Because Spectrum and I are
Breaking up.
we're not breaking up, but as soon as FiOS can get in here, we're going to break up. We're having an open relationship right now. We're seeing other people. So FiOS, I called FiOS. I said, so I hear that you're in my neighborhood now. Blah 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 blah. And they're like, oh yeah, the typical sales guy. Oh yeah, we can handle that for you. Blah. Let me get you over to sales. And I get over to sales, and sales goes, yeah, he shouldn't have said that to you because I can give you a DSL line with 3 megs down. I'm like,
Right.
no, I don't think so. So stuck with Spectrum at the moment.
Innovation.
So, but
Pause.
there is I cannot believe that there's that many people. Actually, I can believe that. I read this. This story came out. Another story like it came out about 5 years ago. That there is still a third, or if not more, of Americans that don't have it. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're. I mean, I know our ISPs are getting crowded.
Yeah.
If not going away until they figure out something new.
All they're doing is taking what their current infrastructure is. They're giving you higher premiums for faster internet, and they're not building out to expand the network. Instead of trying to grow their user base, they're manipulating pricing and speeds for their current base.
Yeah, basically they're just
not
throttling anyone back that's not paying the full price.
and they're not
And-
investing. And where did all
Yeah.
that money go? Remember that whole, everybody, there was a big race to try to build out that broadband network,
Right.
Google Fiber was out there, things were going crazy, and then like all of a sudden, poof, it stopped. Even Google themselves pulled out of an emerging market that they started to build out and pulled it back.
FCC.
Yep. Well,
The FCC did it. Choked
if you
them out.
if you raise the bar too high for new competitors to come in, old competitors have no reason to innovate.
Right.
Yep. And so you've got your big five who just went, never mind, nobody can touch us
Who
now.
cares?
I've got no reason to make this
Yeah,
any
there is
better,
no-
stronger, or faster.
Right.
And to this day, I mean, I'm on FiOS, or its generic equivalent, Frontier. They sold it to, it's FiOS compatible, but
Not really.
but
saying.
you can tell every day around 4 o'clock, people
Everybody-
start getting home.
And it just
Internet starts to tank.
Gets hammered down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much you can do about it
There has been
until
no
they
real
do some more
innovation.
Well,
innovation.
okay, so that's why Mr. Tesla,
Elon.
Elon,
Musk.
is doing the is doing the low,
not that
the
Mr.
low-
Tesla, the
yeah.
other Mr. Tesla.
the low atmosphere
Yep.
internet.
Yep.
Well, if you think about it, it would probably end up being the cheapest and easiest in regards to regulation to get by, because you don't have to worry about landowners, doing,
Why are you running
studies
hardwires?
on,
Why are you running hardwires to all these places? That's how Africa and India leapfrogged the history, because they skipped running phone lines.
yeah.
They went straight to satellite and cell phones, where all they do is build towers. And suddenly everybody in the area has it off one build.
Yep.
And they
It's not super
economically
fast.
leapfrogged.
But it's not super fast. It's just
It was, better than waiting for a cable to be buried.
a DSL line.
Okay, yeah, a dial-up,
Now if we could just wirelessly beam electricity over there.
Well, Mr.
Talking about the other Tesla.
Talking about the other Tesla, he
The other
had that
Tesla.
in mind too. So
He would've.
Imagine how far. I mean, if someone
Oh,
would have
yeah.
funded him correctly, I think this world would be a little bit different place myself.
It already is amazingly different because of what he did. And, I mean, we have alternating current thanks to him. Imagine if you had to have a substation every 2 blocks in a city
Ugh.
in order to make sure you kept at least like 100 volts coming into your house.
Just imagine what
Okay.
it would be like at 100 volts of DC.
And that was the problem.
Man, now you talk
Yeah.
about some bad hair days.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's some bad hair days for when
Yep.
you walk around in here. What's up? Static's a little high today. And I got electric.
And just in case people want to know, back in the day, the DC was the big,
Oh, yeah.
power.
That was
push.
Edison's
That was
thing.
That was
big
Edison, and then
Yep.
Tesla came out with alternating current, and
Yep.
rest is history. That's what we run on.
Exactly. We run on it because it doesn't lose strength. I mean, it'll hold like 97%.
See,
over
we have
100 miles.
we have a new show that's going to start one day called Questioning History. I don't know when it's going to start, but it's going to start one day. We're going to talk about stuff like this. All right, so moving on. Yes. So, hey, FCC, help us get some internet to these poor people. All right, so I was going to ask you this last weekend, how to mute notifications and block heavy ads in the latest version of Chrome.
Go to settings, security, notifications, and go in there and remove all the websites you accidentally clicked yes on, because you thought it said yes. Would you like to, view? Do you want us to, find out what your location is? And some of those were, do
Or
you
you
want us
can't
to
see
send
this
us
unless you see the cookies.
notifications? That's what you said yes to. You didn't say yes to, check your location. So, and when you do that, that's the heyday of the minute you launch Google Chrome, you start getting the notifications nonstop. Bam, 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 bam. Every time a website updates to a new, a new ad or whatever, a new
Right.
post, next thing you know, you're getting constant.
So all these little
bombardment.
video ads I don't want to see will go away?
Yeah, well, yes,
Unless
the
it's built
pops,
into the
pop-ups,
website?
yeah, the pop-ups will start coming off. Just a name, just go ahead and remove the websites if you want. If you don't have to really block it, because you'll be sitting there blocking. You'll have a block list of everything. Just
Yeah.
remember what you're doing next time when you get onto a website. Just if it does say, hey, allow or not allow, read what it's saying. Don't just click away.
Right.
If it's asking you to check your location, then wanted to know your location because you're on a website that's location centric, then
right.
yes.
It's kind of funny that they call them heavy ads, though.
Because some of those notifications it'll just destroy your browser. I mean, especially if you have multiple pages and a lot of the pages constantly update a lot. They'll come one after another, after another, after another. You'll click X and bam, again, until it goes through the whole list of pages you accidentally said yes to.
Oh.
Which could be a lot.
That. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get rid of this.
You're
You're
gonna
going to say yes to all of them?
Yes.
Yes. Say yes and then block them all.
So here's another one: is how to stop your Netflix. This does drive me insane. When I kind of go to Netflix and all this crap keeps coming, like, will you stop?
Oh, on the header.
Yeah, when the header.
I just want to go and find the shows.
Especially since it always starts with something like an explosion and then screaming and then loud music. And it's like, I'm trying to go to sleep and I'm looking for that program.
Believe it or not, that header has got us to find some pretty cool shows.
It has.
Dittos, but it doesn't
has.
need to scream at me.
Yeah.
So there is a way to turn it off.
Turn the
profile
volume
now.
down.
Yay!
You can uncheck autoplay next episode in series on all devices, and then you can also uncheck autoplay previews while browsing on all devices.
There you go. That's the second one's the big one.
That's a big one. Because I
don't mind the autoplay the next episode when I'm binging.
It's crazy
You know?
sometimes.
Why do I keep saying Mario every time we scroll through?
Oh, that's the new Meet the Musicians Who Compose at Mario Paint.
Mario.
Okay, all right, go ahead and get off that.
It's
That's
just some
interesting.
It's just some crap.
And that's the only song you can compose.
Right,
in Mario
exactly.
Paint.
That's the,
If you play all the other Nintendo stuff, you're fine. But if you play that, you get banned immediately. It's just it's stupid. Facebook and
What about the
LinkedIn
dungeons?
are latest to demand Clearview stop scraping images from facial recognition tech. Scraping.
stealing.
Well, this is how they're building their profiles and crap. LinkedIn, LinkedIn's the one that they're like, hey, look, this is heavy business. We're not here to. As a matter of fact, I saw the other day, Guy Kawasaki. You hear that guy?
Yeah.
Mr. Father of the Year.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Whatever. He started posting some stuff on LinkedIn, and people literally said, hey, this is for business. This is not for your kumbaya, let's all get along.
Really?
People hammered him, yeah. Yeah, I'm like, holy
Wow.
crap. And I agree. LinkedIn is for business. It's not for, hey, let's all get along and blah, blah, blah. That's not what LinkedIn is for. LinkedIn is a business to business. We're there we don't want the kumbaya, feel good. So, it wasn't just one person.
Oh, yeah.
He got hammered by tons of people.
Wow.
Say, please keep this stuff off of here. And the guy goes, you've got Twitter, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, and whatever else you want to use, but don't do it here. I'm all for it though. I'm there to, and I love the tech stuff, and the feel good stuff, of a business helping another country or whatever. But we're not there to take life lessons from a guy who wrote a book, and now he wants to be famous, even more famous about writing his book. So don't care about it. Anyway, but so that's
I see it. Okay, it's demanded to stop
yeah.
and a cease and desist. But what do you do with what you already have?
Yeah, what you're going to take there. Oh, well, we're going to delete all that.
Yeah,
Are you?
sure.
Are you going to delete all that? I don't know. I don't think you're going to delete all that myself. I think you're going to keep it. You're going to make copies of them and go, well, here's what we took.
Our server went down and we ran out of.
We lost it all.
We lost it all. Yeah.
It's no good. We got crypto hacked.
Well,
And, I don't know.
this thing is, you send a cease and desist, all that means is stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't
Okay.
say stop and delete.
Yeah, and so they've got 10 million, faces and names,
More than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
and per day. Let me finish my sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And that they've already scraped and scanned, and so sure they add new users every day, but
What do they do with the people that have used fake profile pictures on all their social media?
Stop calling me out, Adam.
wait, his name's Adam.
What?
Yes.
That's not what the profile I saw on Facebook said.
Bob.
Bob.
Charisse, is that the one you're looking at?
No. No, it was not, actually. So, yeah, that is, but I mean, what Clearview is doing is scraping it so that they can do facial
They
recognition
argue that
software.
they have a right to use the data. Wow, since it is publicly available. This is
Okay,
this is not technically just because it's on the internet does not mean
That's
it's technically
correct. So
public.
that is my whole thing about why we do what we do for our marketing clients, right? It's because LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, those are not open platforms.
Stop. What are the settings you have when you, on your profile, for who can see your information
Well,
and
that-
stuff?
but
Hold on,
that's-
I'm
okay.
getting at this.
All right.
There are things. You can say friends only. You can say
Public.
friends and friends, or the important word, public. I have just declared that this is now public information.
It's public to that platform. Because if you don't have an account to Facebook, you can't get into Facebook.
So clearly, Clearview has an account.
Well, and
You can go look at anybody who's got a public profile.
That is correct.
And do anything you want with it.
No, it just means that they may be able to scrape it and view it,
They can't
but
use it.
they can't use it because they've never asked explicit permission from the person who owns the photo
and Facebook.
and Facebook that they could use the photo in
That's
their
correct.
software. So they're in a kind of like what do we do type thing. So
We have the data, but we can't do anything with it.
yes.
That would be like me going to Tampa and putting my camera up out in the middle of the street or the sidewalk, which is public domain, but shooting across the street at someone sitting inside a restaurant eating. Now, I don't have permission to use that person that's in that restaurant eating because they're not public domain.
Right.
Public domain is in the street.
Yes.
I would have to go to the restaurant and say, hey, can I shoot your facade and use you in my commercial or my video? And then the people that you shot, you have to go into the
get a
restaurant and
release
say,
form from them.
"Hey, can I have a release form? Because I'd like to use you in a video that I shot. That's the difference. So
Okay.
Clearview does not have the right to use anything on a closed platform.
or
Now-
to make money off of it,
Or,
obviously.
right. So,
Well-
if they're pulling images from like Google or Bing or what's the new one, Edge or
Right.
whatever it's
Yeah.
called, and those are not from a report or they're not marked or they're not branded, then they can probably get away with it because it is.
But-
since Google is an open platform.
But see, the thing is, the pictures are there. When you click on Google Images, they all originate from a location, so they all have URLs tagged to them.
Correct.
So they all go back to somewhere. Just because they're there and they're in your eyes and you can see them, doesn't mean that they're out there publicly to just take and do what you want with.
I guess it's all about, for Clearview, it would be all about how far down the rabbit hole you are willing to go.
Well, according to this, they look like they're ready to go. They start throwing First Amendment right out there. So hey, well, go for it because it's not going to work.
I mean, first of all, Clearview is a commercial company trying to do this.
Yeah.
Anybody think that, the NSA and the CIA and everything haven't already done this? But they aren't
well-
using it. They aren't asking. They're just.
The government doesn't have to.
Yeah, there's some expectations that the government would do what they
Yeah.
want to do.
They've
But when a
been
company
listening and
starts doing
watching
the
us
same
for
thing,
years. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But that's different
Yeah.
between government
Well, I
use
mean,
and
what is it there? What does Clearview want to do with it?
sell
I
it
think-
back to the government.
sell it back to the government
And okay.
for AI
Sure.
software that is
Well,
going to be our
okay.
new. What was the name of that movie? Tom Cruise.
yeah.
Minority Report.
Minority Report.
So and also if you have like the AI, the facial recognition, then you can sell the platform to like say for instance you have security camera companies,
Right.
Like your Arlo camera system. You walk in and it's going to recognize you by your face. So they're using it for training to make the AI better. So they can just sell the AI because it's such a small little, piece of the puzzle that they can put into, low-powered devices. So, they just sell their technology to these platforms, and that's what they're going to do.
I
Either way,
think Spectrum's calling me, but I don't know if I can.
I wouldn't trust that phone call.
I wouldn't trust that phone call. Because they're supposed to be here. They're supposed to have been here 2 hours ago.
They're outside the door.
They're outside the door. Yeah. So anyway, I guess if they have my picture and they didn't get it from an open platform, I guess I could sue Clearview for using my product.
Oh, that would be the case.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. Welcome to America.
America.
Hell yeah, America. Oh yeah.
Pat.
So we're gonna touch on this really quick because I kind of find this there's a video to it and all that.
Hilarious.
You can now make sick beats in Microsoft
beats.
Excel, right? So I guess last year, an electronic musician, we won't give his name. You can see it. Used a functional drum machine in Microsoft Excel. With a bunch of Excel DAW memes made their way around the social media. And he did it in, I kind of find that fascinating. I'm going to play the video.
I think I can figure out how to do that. Because you can now embed audio into a cell. So when that cell activates.
It's playing. I'm just not playing the audio.
Yeah.
What you lose the effect.
That's kind of, I see it. And so he puts it in an auto, yeah.
Right.
Hey, Spectrum is here. So,
We have 15 minutes
hold
left.
on one second. I got 15 minutes left in a live show that we're doing right now. Hi, Spectrum. How you doing? We're right there. So, yeah, they're here to fix the internet. That's awesome. We were just talking about you guys. That's too funny. I can see. I used to do my macro inside Excel.
Right.
So it's running the same way, and I guess it winds up feeding it feeds your machine. That's kind of cool, actually.
Well, I think what it is each cell can have a tiny bit of an audio sample.
Right.
So when it hits that cell,
Right.
it just hits you. So your macro is X plus 1.
Right.
And then it just goes all the way across.
That's
with an
kinda
X plus
cool.
1. And it's an easy way to do the beats.
X1,
X1, XO, X2, X1, X2.
Yeah.
I can see it. All right, that's kind of neat. Well, I figured I would just. Come on, my mouse is being stupid. All right, so let's move on to the next thing is, and I like this right here. Okay, so Instagram has taken away, well, in some areas, taken away your likes and blah, 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 blah. But now it's going to let you see who you interact with the most and least to see if that's kind of cool. Because from a marketing standpoint, you can either work harder to get the people that are not interacting with you as much,
Right.
I should say. And then the ones that do interact with you can actually push more product or services or whatever to the people. And in a way, that's kind of good marketing.
Does Instagram cap the number of followers you can have?
No.
See, in Facebook, as a person, you're capped at like 5,000 or 10,000
Right.
friends. And so I could see where this would be really helpful for somebody who's maxed out and is trying to trim that back.
Right.
But if you've got an infinite supply
Right.
available,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, from the advertiser standpoint, from the business standpoint, I don't think this is actually available. This works the other way, whereby I can look at it and go, I never talk to this person anymore, or I never look at any of this
Unfollow.
stuff. And just I unfollow it,
Right.
so maybe
that's-
I have room for more stuff.
Because that's what Instagram's all about is following and reactive.
exactly.
It's unlike Facebook. It's not Instagram. You don't have to go, hey, can we be friends? You just follow.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if that person gets out of hand, you go block
unfollow
and unfollow.
Block and
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
I think from a business standpoint, this is smart. And if you can use this the correct way, you can figure out how your marketing is working and how your marketing is not working. And if you can market it to the ones that are falling off, if you really want to keep those. Now, I'm talking from a business standpoint.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
got
talking
you.
from
I
a
got you.
personal standpoint.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you get the people where it's falling off and they're just like, why are these people not interacting with me?
Yeah.
Then you can maybe tweak some ads or tweak what you're doing
Tweak
to
what
see
you're
if you
doing
can get
to
them
see
back.
if, yeah. I mean, go look
Without
at those
losing the people that are following?
And, let's wrap it around. Go look at those people, look at their profiles and go, oh, they followed me because I once put out a picture of avocado toast.
Right.
Okay, and they love avocado toast. Now I've never put anything about avocado toast again. Now we don't now we don't interact anymore.
Right.
So is avocado toast important? Should I be putting out more avocado toast?
Right.
I can make that decision now and reactivate those people.
Right. Or I put a video out that I caught their attention, but I haven't done any more videos like that now,
Exactly.
and then I've lost
Avocado
their
toast.
interest.
Exactly.
Or my question is, and because Facebook does own Instagram, are they running a new algorithm the same way they do on Facebook, where when you put something up, you're not getting everybody, you're just getting a certain percentage? Because Facebook has crushed us. So 4.7% as of Monday of this week, last week. So that tells me right there that, so that's my question. But again, from a business standpoint, this just absolutely makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, it really does.
So now, if you're just some Instagram girl or guy and you're just showing body parts and stuff like that, well, obviously you're not showing the right body parts. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are they influencing? It's amazing how boobs, butts, dongs, and legs are your influence. That's what influences the most on Instagram.
Wow.
Sex sells. Just saying.
Yeah.
I went and looked this up, by the way. And I'm not just making that crap up. Those 4 items, 5 items, are the biggest eye catchers on Instagram.
Humans are engineered, to respond to flash.
Yeah.
It's just
Pavlov's.
Our brain triggers.
I
It's the
start
same
drooling
thing
when
with
I
the
see
color
boobs.
red. It's the same thing with the color red. That's why stop signs are red, because your brain reacts to it. That's why no state on a map is ever red.
Right.
Because your eye draws to it so fast and you can't avoid it. It's a survival mechanism. It says blood, it says danger.
Right.
And so it's the same thing with skin. Because the only creatures on Earth that have skin like ours is us.
Yep.
And so we respond to it instinctively.
All right, so we're going to jump over. Sorry, I keep coughing. I'm still not rid of the cough. It really is annoying as hell. Yeah, I'm fine. So don't worry, it's just a cough. Poor Rob is back there deaf. Okay, so we're going to talk about now is the best streaming video players to buy right now.
All right.
Right. So I guess in the top, I'm looking at there's 4. Your Apple TV, your Roku, your Amazon Fire
Stick. Yeah.
Fire Stick, and now they have the new Amazon Fire Box, which I love that
Fire
commercial. Cube. I love that. I love the zombie commercial, and the zombies walking by, and he looks up, he looks at the house, and he goes in and puts on a food channel or something like that, and then his ear falls off, and he tells the box to turn the volume up. It's kind of cool. First he had the remote in his hand, and then the whole arm fell off. So then he was just talking to the box or the cube, whatever. So now Roku seems to be everybody that I'm talking to that's the big one everybody's buying right now because it's the cheapest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you get a ton. Now with Roku, you can get you can get Netflix, blah 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 blah. Now we have Spectrum at the house, and Spectrum can be downloaded on the Roku, so I can use the app, which it's kind of funny. And I hope Mr. Spectrum doesn't get mad at me, but all of a sudden Spectrum stopped using the Spectrum app to the Spectrum in-house app, because I have found that I have the Spectrum My TV on my phone, but once I leave my house and go somewhere, you can't get all the channels that you would normally get inside your house. So
Yeah.
now I think they've kind of said, oh, hey, this has kind of
We're
gotten
doing
out
a
of
little too much bandwidth there.
Right, exactly. So, but the Roku could take everything, which I have a Roku. I have every one of these, which is sad.
I have two. I bet you can't guess which two.
Apple and Roku.
Oh, how did you know?
I'm going to get you an Amazon Cube for Christmas.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So yeah, so the the Roku, this is the one I have is the Premier. I like it.
Yeah.
There is some issues with it, no.
I'm not going to upgrade until they have 8K.
Why doesn't it even support 5?
God have mercy.
It doesn't even support 5 gigs.
I really need that
know.
saturation.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. Yeah. So with my Roku, I can't go to my. We have our. It's kind of funny. Our Wi-Fi is the Gaston Jedi compound. So yeah. So with my Roku, I have to go to the normal household Wi-Fi, not the Wi-Fi G.
With
Which
the 5G, yeah.
yeah, so it really sucks.
All right.
I love my Apple TV. I have Apple TV Plus, so I actually have the new box. The good thing about the Apple TV is I found that we got a Samsung TV for production, and the Samsung TV allows me to download apps. It allowed me to download the Apple Plus app.
Nice.
Oh, wonderful.
So I can watch it here without my Apple TV, but I love the Apple TV, and I do have the biggest, baddest one on the block. And I tell you what, other than my internet taking a crap every now and then, unfortunately, that's the guy that's sitting out in my.
YouTube doesn't play in 4K.
No, it does not.
That's,
Oh my God.
That's because
That's terrible.
It's because
probably
YouTube is not 4K.
Oh, you mean, and it won't automatically just oversaturate the image to make it look like 4K?
Well, some TVs try. I love these TVs. They go, oh, it's 4K, and then there's not much 4K. I mean, Amazon makes you shoot 4K, and I think Netflix is going that way.
Yeah.
But there's not. And first of all, for someone to stream 4K, that's just a crap load of bandwidth,
That's
and you
an
better have a
amazing
very
idea.
powerful computer because
Yeah.
I have been streaming every day since 2005, and let me tell you something. Pushing 4K, we've done it, but it's brutal. on your
it's
machine.
funny. It's funny here. They're saying, however, the Apple TV's 4K's price can be considerable more than the Roku, but purely the entertainment. Apple's streamer does not justify a $100 premium. Well, I mean, there's a lot more than just streaming with an Apple TV.
Oh yeah, no, we have the gaming now.
Yeah,
the
gaming
games
on
are
it.
freaking awesome.
You can sync your PlayStation 4 controller with
Yep.
it. You can
Yep.
don't forget your AirPlay. If you have your iPhone and you want somebody to see what you're seeing,
Yep.
Yep.
instead of everybody huddling over the little phone screen,
Yep.
you can
just
share it
pop
right
up
on
to the big
TV.
screen.
All right, we're gonna trigger.
Trigger.
No, I'm fine.
We're gonna trigger Anthony here. So the Amazon Fire TV Cube. I don't think I'm gonna go to this. I do have Fire sticks in the house, the 4Ks. The only thing that I don't like about them is you can't use an extension HDMI cable with them. Because what I did is I bought an HDMI selector box.
Yeah.
And I wanted to plug everything into it. The Amazon Fire Stick will work, but it's glitchy as hell. It really likes being in the back to the TV.
Yeah.
And I don't understand because and we all have everything's hidden in the back, so the remotes kind of don't work right. And so I got this thing so I could put everything out front. I'm in my Apple TV, the whole 9 yards, and I just have one input.
Right.
And all I got to do is with the remote just choose the one I want. But the Amazon Fire Stick doesn't like being in a
It
module
likes
like
to
that.
be able to pick up the information directly from the TV, so it knows
Yes.
what TV it's hooked up to.
Right.
And some of that information can't be passed through the hub.
Right. And but it's still $49. And then there's the NVIDIA Shield TV. I'll never buy this. I just don't think it's worth it. NVIDIA needs to stay where they're at. They need to stay in their lane.
Yeah.
And do what they do well. And then you've got the last one I'll talk about is the Google Chromecast Ultra. Now, I don't know. To me, it's just another freaking thing to plug into your TV, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of right, at best. So I'll stick to the ones that,
Google's, like even their little hockey puck. I mean,
right.
Believe it or not, it cannot that little hockey puck. You can't if you're using Google Apps. Google Apps, not Google Apps for Business, but what's the platform? Google G Suite.
G Suite, right?
It cannot connect to a G Suite account,
Really?
even though you can sign in with it. It has no permissions to access anything else.
Right.
So unless you're using just a regular whatever at gmail.com, it has no access to anything. So it's basically useless.
Okay, so for all those people out there like me who like to use your Bluetooth while mowing the yard and don't want to carry your phone with you, Cassia Enterprise Products, there is a Cassia, I mean, and this is something I want to do in my studio, so it makes in-ears easier. Yeah. So you can all have, we can all bring our comfortable little inner piece and boop, and we're good. There's probably going to be a lag, there always is with Bluetooth. I did find that. But we really use it to talk to Rob and, that kind of stuff. But I want to set one of these things up in my house so I can go and work in the yard and not carry my phone.
Right.
And I just want to have a set of Bluetooth headphones that are not expensive, so if they get messed up, who cares, while I'm working in the yard or around the RV. So
exactly,
that's my goal. So
I think it expanded. It said 1,000 feet range versus the 30.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering.
One of the neat side effects of these, which is why we kind of found them in the first place, was that you can also have multiple people logging into one sound source.
Right. So
so we could all be sitting here listening to Rob, because we're all coming off of one booster.
And that's what I want to try.
Yeah.
We're going to try one of these in the studio. Yeah. So, hey, we have 38.7 or 36, 35, 34, 30.
We're running out of
so,
time.
Hey, if you got any questions, any tech that you want to talk about, text Shamans at webeamtv.com. Email us. We have gotten some, and some of them are crazy, and we're going to filter through those because we're going to start. Maybe next week we'll start answering some questions. And if your question is the one, if your question is one that we're going to answer, we'll make sure that we show a shout out for you and talk to you, and we'll even say, hey, we're going to talk about your question today. Go back and watch, and so that way you can be heard. Thanks for watching. Make sure you watch next week. Yes. We will see everybody later. Have a happy Tech Day.
Shamans, we understand, cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans.